If someone stepped in to help before you were ready, they didn't try to dominate you. They tried to stabilize what was slipping, quietly. You didn't detach because you didn't care. You detached because something felt invasive, too close, too fast, too soon. INTJ didn't tighten control because they wanted power. INTP didn't disappear because they lacked commitment. That story came later, after the damage had already formed. What actually happened was quieter, subtler, and much harder to undo. INTJ noticed patterns collapsing before anyone else did. Missed deadlines, loose language, undefined direction. To them, this wasn't difference, it was entropy. INTP noticed something else. Tone shifts, expectations sneaking in, disguised as logic, decisions being made around them. To them, this wasn't support, it was pressure. Neither of you were wrong, but you were translating the same moment into different internal languages and assuming the other one spoke fluently. They didn't. INTJ's TE doesn't wait for collapse. It intervenes early. It organizes before chaos becomes visible. So when INTJ steps in, it doesn't feel emotional to them. It feels preventative, responsible, almost ethical. They're not thinking, I need control. They're thinking, this system won't survive ambiguity. INTP's TI reacts very differently to that same moment. TI needs internal coherence before external movement. It needs space to test ideas without consequence, to explore without being evaluated mid-process. So when TE arrives early, with structure, timelines, decisions, INTP doesn't experience clarity. They experience intrusion, not because the structure is wrong, but because it arrived before their internal model was finished. And now, something private feels exposed. INTJ sees hesitation. INTP feels surveillance. INTJ thinks, why won't you engage? INTP thinks, why are you already deciding? Neither says this out loud. Instead, INTJ increases structure. INTP increases distance. And both believe they are responding logically. INTJ believes pressure creates focus. They've seen it work. They trust systems more than moods. So when INTP withdraws, INTJ doesn't soften. They escalate clarity, more defined roles, more explicit expectations, more help. From INTJ's perspective, this is generosity. They are removing uncertainty. From INTP's perspective, it feels like being boxed in while still thinking. So INTP detaches further. Less communication, more internal processing. Silence, framed as neutrality. INTJ reads this as avoidance. INTP reads INTJ as controlling. And now the original issue is gone, replaced by interpretation. This is where TE and TI quietly collide. TE externalizes logic. It wants decisions to exist in the world, visible, actionable, measurable. TI internalizes logic. It wants consistency inside the mind first. Clean frameworks before exposure. INTJ doesn't trust unfinished thinking. INTP doesn't trust imposed structure. So when INTJ moves forward, INTP feels rushed. When INTP pauses, INTJ feels stalled. INTJ thinks, if I don't guide this, it will drift. INTP thinks, if I stay here, I'll be managed. Neither recognizes that the other is reacting to threat, not asserting dominance, not signaling indifference. INTJ is threatened by inefficiency and unpredictability. INTP is threatened by premature closure. Different fears, same outcome, distance. Here's where the misunderstanding hardens. INTJ begins to see INTP as unreliable. Brilliant, yes, but evasive. Capable, but uncommitted. INTP begins to see INTJ as rigid. Competent, yes, but invasive. Helpful, but overreaching. And once those labels form, every interaction confirms them. INTJ structures because INTP won't step up. INTP detaches because INTJ won't stop controlling. Both feel justified. Both feel misunderstood. Neither realizes the original rupture wasn't about values, but timing. INTJ's NI sees a future state and works backward. The vision feels inevitable to them. INTP's NE sees branching possibilities and refuses to collapse them too early. So when INTJ says, "This is where this is going," INTP hears, "Stop thinking." When INTP says, "I need more time," INTJ hears, "I won't commit." INTJ doesn't experience their guidance as force. INTP doesn't experience their withdrawal as abandonment. But impact doesn't care about intent. If you're INTJ, you may remember thinking, "If I don't hold this together, nothing happens." If you're INTP, you may remember thinking, "If I stay, I'll lose access to my own mind." Neither thought is dramatic. Both are protective. But protection looks like aggression when the other person doesn't recognize the threat. The tragedy isn't that INTJ wants control or that INTP wants freedom. It's that INTJ equates structure with care, and INTP equates space with safety. So the more INTJ cares, the more INTP feels unsafe. And the more INTP seeks safety, the more INTJ feels abandoned. No villain, no winner. Just two systems defending themselves against a danger the other one can't see. Control wasn't the wound. Detachment wasn't the betrayal. They were symptoms of timing, misread as intention. And sometimes, the distance didn't mean you failed each other. It meant you were protecting different things in the same moment.